But on the other hand, I am now going to, it gives me enormous pleasure to introduce to you now our fisheries spokesman, someone who I've worked very closely with actually over the last 12 and 18 months on the fisheries issues, and who has done an enormous amount of work to try and save our fishing fleets. Ladies and gentlemen, please give an enormous hand to Ray Finch.
I'm a little Bobby Dazzler, aren't I? Well, hello, everybody. Wasn't that just fabulous? Hello. Right, I'm going to slightly upset our chairman here for a moment, because before I begin my speech about fisheries, there are a few words I want to say regarding the referendum. Our chairman will have to forgive me for going a bit off topic, but what the hell, I'm a UKIPper, and that's what we do. We're not machine politicians, and I, for one, am not going to change from the person you elected to speak for us. What's really getting my goat is that since the referendum was called, we've had all of these politicians and so-called media experts saying that we and our leader are divisive, and we should not play a leading part in this campaign. Well, I want to ask these people, who do you think got us this referendum? Simple answer, it was UKIP, and it was Nigel Farage. Without us, Mr Cameron would still be telling his party to stop banging on about Europe. Now, the Westminster bubble think they can put us in a box and they can do as they please. Well, I'm here to tell them they're wrong. UKIP have got the foot soldiers to win this war. You and I have walked hundreds of miles and knocked on thousands of doors to get us this far. Now, I haven't seen these people deliver a single leaflet, and if they think they can win a referendum without UKIP, they are wrong, wrong and wrong again. All of us in this room have dedicated our lives to this cause, and with the leadership of Nigel Farage, all of us, including our MP Douglas Carswell and that other brave defector Mark Reckless, will be where we always are when our country calls, leading from the front to save our nation. Right, that's my little rant over. Now back to business. Let's talk about fishing. Right, this is the bit of the conference where I traditionally moan on interminably about how the combination of the EU's common fisheries policy and our own government's utter indifference to our coastal communities and those who work and live there is destroying our seafaring culture and impoverishing us. Today's going to be different. It's all about how, once we win our independence back, and once, not maybe, it's once, we can look forward to a bright new future for those fishermen and the seafaring communities, and the restoration of the seas around our United Kingdom to profitability and sustainability. Makes a change from my usual grumbling, doesn't it? Right, let's go through some data. DEFRA, the government department allegedly in charge of fisheries, reckons that at the presently an official ratio of about 10 jobs on land supporting everyone at sea for our commercial fishing sector. This is potentially a huge number of jobs. When we leave the EU and restore our 200-mile exclusive economic zone, we will be able to multiply that onshore number even more significantly than the offshore number. Now, this is because we will be able to insist that every single fish taken in our waters will have to be landed and processed here in the United Kingdom. No more will ships like the Cornelius Vrolik, I wish to get a better name, I always get that mixed, which takes 24% of our entire English fishing quota and lands it in Holland, boo, be able to deprive British fishermen and British ports of livelihood derived from our waters. The fish now taken by the likes of Cornelius Vrolik will be taken by British fishermen in British ships and landed and processed in British ports. Obviously, we understand that because of the depredations of the common fisheries policy, at present, the United Kingdom's fishing sector is not strong enough at present to fulfil the catch available in our waters. In reality, this represents a double opportunity for us. Firstly, we can use this breathing space to, with the consultation of our fishermen and marine NGOs, designate more MPAs, marine protected areas, to help our seas recover from the rapacity of the common fisheries policy, and thereby deliver a more sustainable resource for our future and for that of our fishermen. Secondly, we can allow some temporary licences for foreign vessels which can prove that they are not government subsidised and therefore unfairly trading against our fleet. Sorry, I'm as dry as a bone here. I'm going to nick a glass of water. Carry on. It's a big ball patch, you know. Anyway, I never noticed that. And we can exploit some of this temporary excess capacity. All of the money raised from these licences will be diverted directly to our ports to improve and modernise the landing and maintenance facilities the previous governments have so shamefully let slide, along with support for training for young people for commercial fishing apprenticeships. So this opportunity brought by our new freedom is exploited, and our deprived fishing communities get jobs and opportunities for our young people. There will also be no licences for foreign vessels in our 12-mile zone. The sub-10 metre UK fleet, which employs over 80% of our offshore fishermen, has been shamefully treated. These waters will be reserved solely for them and also for the other oft-overlooked industry that I should be talking about next, our sea angling community. Let me repeat, no foreign vessels will be allowed to fish in our inshore waters. Now, hopefully, you've all seen my stall in the venue. It's the one with the handsome picture at the back, with the two new booklets, one on the future of bass fishing and the other on sea angling in general. I'm going to be trying to get the second one into every tackle shop along our coast to get the message out. So if any of you live near a tackle shop or know a charter skipper, feel free to take a few of them. Actually, we've just run out, but you can give your address and I'll send you some. Let them know if they'd like any more, just to get in touch with me and I'll send them some. So that's my plug over. Now, you may not be aware, but there are almost 1 million recreational sea anglers in England alone. That is a huge number of voters who are being let down by present government policies. Leaving the EU and the Common Fisheries Policy gives us a chance to make their sport more enjoyable for them and to bring hitherto undreamt of revenues to our coastal towns and to the Exchequer. Here's some more numbers for you. Is someone calling me there? Oh, I thought it was the bar. In 2012, your friends and mine, DEFRA, reported that RSA spent £1.23 billion on their sport. This is a huge amount of money and indicates that with healthy waters and more fish to catch, it can only grow. Many of our sea anglers now go abroad to catch fish that are now scarce in our waters due to poor management. We can not only keep them there, but attract more tourist spend with better waters and better facilities. This is a win-win situation. Here's some more numbers. The same DEFRA report said that the RSA activity gave rise to 10,600 full-time equivalent, FTE they call it, jobs, and almost £360 million of gross value added, GVA. And if induced and indirect impacts are taken into account, I know it's confusing, but I'm confused, so you're not alone. Sea angling supported £2.1 billion of total spending, a total of over 23,600 jobs and almost £980 million worth of GVA. These figures simply cannot be ignored. And this fact will, I hope, truly impress you and possibly shock you. The VAT alone collected from sea anglers dwarfs the entire value of all commercial fish landing in England. Here's the thought. 70% of those sea anglers would go fishing more if fish stocks were improved. Now, coastal communities can often be the poorer areas. I know I live in one, and I was born in one. And without sea fishing to draw in much-needed cash to boost the economy, it may only get worse. Many of our coastal regions are suffering economic and social marginalisation, and good fishing could attract anglers who spend money on food and accommodation. Now, we have a real opportunity here to build a huge economic engine for our coastal economy. We can bring in thousands of foreign tourists, get more kids into a healthy lifestyle, and make the coastal environment better for all those who live there. Everyone wins, except for poor old Herr Juncker. What a pity, never mind. I've gone on to Amber, so I'll have to hurry up a bit. The future of our fishing policy and waters is critical to our island nation. It is, apart from UKIP voters, our greatest natural resource. We must tend it, we must nurture it, we must make sure it is cared for and available, safe and healthy for those who come after us. Once we leave the EU and its dreadful common fisheries policy, we can start to mind our own garden. We can help our people rebuild their stricken communities and help themselves. We have the opportunity to get ourselves back on the path to being able to pay our way, give our people optimism for the future, and help not just ourselves, but our friends around the world once more believe in Britain. I told you I wouldn't be miserable, didn't I? Right, thank you, my friends. Thank you for everything, all of your kindness and for coming here. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.